Shall we start? If everybody is there.
Yes.
Shreyas?
Yes.
I think everybody has joined.
It's expecting in 5 minutes.
Start.
Let us go ahead, Shreyas.
All right, sir. We'll start. Okay. Excellence is never an accident. It is the result of high intention, sincere effort, intelligent direction, skillful execution, and the vision to see obstacles as opportunities. With this, a very good evening to everyone. I, Arjun Arora, welcome all our esteemed guests and participants to the valedictory ceremony of GD Goenka International Virtual Law and Technology Moot Competition 2021. GD Goenka University School of Law had a humble beginning with limited resources, but with great passion. Today, as it stands in its current shape, it has been built by the meticulous efforts of people and, most importantly, the students who have continued to take forward the legacy of success year after year. What an exhilarating past 2 days it has been, full of energy, vitality, intelligent arguments, and overall a rip roaring mooting exercise. This is not just a battle fought and a battle won. At the end, the victory would be theirs who are satisfied with their knowledge and discovered the truth. A spirit personified and demonstrated by all the participants who have joined us today. May I now request Professor Dr. Tabrez Ahmed Sir, Vice Chancellor GD Goenka University and Dean School of Law, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Thank you. Honorable Mr. Justice Manju Goyal, Honorable Mr. Justice S.N. Agrawal, Professor Keshav Rao, Mr. Dr. Pawan Duggal, Professor Sarah Jane Fox, Dr. Andre Pezio, Mr. Alfredo M. Ronchi, Deans, Directors, and Heads from various schools and departments of GD Goenka University, distinguished guests, my faculty colleagues, dear participants, and most lovable students, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all in the valedictory function of the second GDGU International Virtual Law and Technology Moot Court Competition 2021. Matter of great happiness and pride that for us that second GDGU International Virtual Law and Technology Moot Court Competition in association with Cyber Law University has become a grand success. We welcome Honorable Mrs. Justice Manju Goyal, one of the very well-known legal jurists in India. She is very humble and real gentlewoman and very closely linked to the society and real challenges that even from her busy schedule, as well as on short notice, she accepted our invitation to be the chief guest of the event. We also welcome Honorable Mr. Justice S.N. Agrawal. Even he was busy with some arbitration today, but still found time to judge the final round as well as grace the valedictory function. We welcome Dr. Pawan Duggal, my friend and partner of the Moot, a very well-known cyber law expert in the world. We also welcome Professor Keshav Rao, Vice Chancellor, NLU Ranchi. We welcome Professor Sarah Jane Fox, Professor, University of East London. We also welcome Dr. Andrei Paziuk, cybersecurity expert from Ukraine. We also welcome Alfredo M. Ronchi, General Secretary, European Commission. We welcome all the participants and judges from all over India and foreign countries. In fact, we are having around 60 judges from different parts of the world, different law firms, who has initiated the judging since yesterday morning. And in fact, there were several rounds because we had 51 registrations and we have seen at least 40 participation. This includes almost all the NLUs of the country, almost top private law school, and also there are 4 foreign teams participated from Pakistan, Nepal, South Africa, and other countries. We welcome all the faculty colleagues of the Law School of GD Goenka University. We also welcome the peoples from Cyber Law University. The GD Goenka Law School is committed to actively raise the quality of life for every student. We want all students to achieve their full potential. We are determined to make it possible. We provide them this process, practical step-by-step assistance, so they can become a real practical lawyer in their career. Organizing more than 100 webinars and various student-oriented national international activities during the pandemic is a testimony of our commitment for quality-based education. We have very innovative 14 specialized programs under the law school, though it is cyber law, cyber security, corporate law, medical and forensic law, energy law, taxation, almost all the kind of very super specialized programs we are running. Recently, we started the choice-based credit system, one of the latest curriculum of the UGC, and also we linked our curriculum with the new education policy of Government of India. These programs give an interface between the real society, trade, commerce, and science and technology. The understanding of this dynamics is very important to become a successful law professional, to ensure justice for all, and for the success of the Make in India campaign by the Government of India. As the law can play a very important role in promoting innovation, therefore, there is a strong need to review and make laws which can promote the innovation in all walks of life. The laws have a very strong potential to create roadblocks, and the laws can also play a role of a catalyst in growth of the society and development. We are delighted to see your participation in the second GD Goenka University International Virtual Law and Technology Moot Court Competition in association and support from the Cyber Law University. I must thank Dr. Pawan Duggal for his very active and support from the very beginning to make it happen. And we are happy to see it is becoming a global event. Thank you for your support, Pawan Duggal, and also thank all the teams, all judges for the participation. Your presence is only an honor, not only an honor for the School of Law, GDGU, but also provides an opportunity to all the budding lawyers to see and follow your cherished goals, that how you became successful, because the mooting is one of the litmus tests to become a successful lawyer. And I must congratulate all the participants, and I also must thank the universities who supported them to come and participate in this very important event. Hope your participation was very rewarding, very kind of the successful, and you might be able to make a lot of friends from this event. Please find time to log on to our website and visit the campus to know more about us. Thank you very much. Events like this scale cannot happen without dedication and hard work. Our Moot Court committee was working very hard for several months and collaborating with the Cyber Law University. We welcome you all once again in the valedictory function of the second GD Goenka University International Virtual Law and Moot Court Competition. Thank you all. Welcome you all once again.
Thank you so much, sir. I would now like to request Mr. Shreyas Vyas, sir, faculty in charge, Moot Court Committee, JD Goenka University School of Law, to give us an insight and reflection of the past 2 days. Sir, please.
Respected guests of the valedictory function, Honorable Vice Chancellor and Dean School of Law, Professor Dr. Tabriz Ahmed, sir, our Registrar, Dr. Dhirendra Pariyar, sir, HOD, Professor Dr. Azim Pathan, sir, all senior faculties, professors, colleagues, and my media representative. I present with you the report of second GDGU GDGU International Virtual
चल
Moot
तो लूंगा मैं तो उस तरह हूँ ना खा ले फिर बाथरूम में
in
परेशान
association with Cyber Law University. So, more than 50 plus teams have registered, which includes national and international university of renowned institutions across the globe. In prelim rounds, they were being judged by judges by different law firms who were ranging from professors, associates of different law firms, cyber law experts, from which 8 teams qualified for quarterfinals, for which who were judged by senior professors of cyber law university, senior associates of law firms, cyber law experts, and from whom the 4 teams proceeded to semi-final rounds, who were again judged by senior partners of law firms, lawyers of apex courts who are working on cyber law field, experts in area, and finally from whom 2 teams come to the final round to compete for this event. With this, I conclude this reflection rounds, and thank you for your patience listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. It gives us immense pleasure to have amongst us today Honorable Justice Manju Goyal ma'am. Ma'am, it is our utmost honor to have you with us and a real privilege to be hosting you in the second edition of GD Goenka International Virtual Law and Technology Moot Court Competition 2021. I would now request Honorable Justice Manju Goyal ma'am to address the gathering. Ma'am, please.
Good evening to all. I think there is a little disturbance in the.
Others, please mute your mic. All the participants, please mute your mics.
I begin by thanking the GD
हमारा मंदिर में भीड़ नहीं रहते एको आदमी नहीं
Please mute all by force.
भेटो कर रखन जाबे ने
No, can you mute everybody?
आगे कता कनी दूर चल जाओ आने तो अपने पास चले जाते वो 2 मीटर 3 मीटर
Mute all, please.
लापरवाही तो 1% ने बर्दाश्त हमरो रोज फोन क के समझावे छे जे त्या परिचय यूनिवर्सिटी से कोनो बात नहीं लेकिन वो तो
It appears to be a case of hijacking. But nonetheless, can we mute all?
Yes, mute all except Dr. Manju Goyal. Ma'am, please start. Sorry for the disturbance.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yes, ma'am.
So I begin by thanking the GD Goenka University for giving me this unique opportunity to be part of this great event. Moot courts are actually very important for the budding lawyers because they give you a life experience of actually being on your legs before a court and think on your legs. Think when you are in full flow of making your submission as per your preparation and you are suddenly stopped by the judge and put a question for which you have to quickly think and give an answer. So this is a very important exercise for every law student. Now, being a judge today has been a very difficult task, and I was apprehensive that it was going to be difficult. And I told my judges, co-judges, that yes, it is going to be an onerous duty. It has actually been a very onerous duty because the participants were very close to each other in their contest. It was very difficult to find who was better than the other. So somebody has to win and somebody has to, I won't say lose, but somebody is not the winner. One is the winner, other is not the winner. But one should not think that one who is not the winner is any less. So maybe today your luck has not favored, tomorrow your luck may favor. And these do not actually indicate how you will fare in later life. So please take it in its stride. You have done very well. I'm really thrilled to see how complicated legal issues are appreciated by young boys and girls, and how you have presented your thoughts. This has been a very rewarding experience for me. So far as any advice is concerned, I will say that lawyers' main role is to see the interest of the client. What does the client really need? Here, the clients are faced with a criminal charge. So the first and foremost interest of the client is to get out of this, to be acquitted of the criminal charge or getting the criminal charge quashed. But the constitutional issue is so attractive in this case that everybody wanted to impress the judges on the constitutional issue. But in real life, you must weigh the real interest of the client and should not ignore the criminal side, because primarily the clients really want to get out of it, and they can wait for the constitutional issue to be decided later. So with this, I do not think it is necessary to make any long speech. I want to congratulate each one of you. Firstly, the participants for having accepted the challenge to speak in such a moot court with such complex issues. And of course, the organizers, the co-judges, and everybody who has been associated with this. And thanks, of course, special thanks to Dr. Pawan Duggal for having placed such reliance on me and for having invited me to this, and Dr. Tabrez Ahmed for having relied on me for shouldering this responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Gracing this occasion with his presence today, we have with us Honorable Justice S.N. Agarwal, sir. Sir, we are fortunate to have you amongst us amidst all the busy schedule that we will have. Thank you so much for being there for us today. I would now request Honorable Justice S.N. Agarwal, sir, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Please unmute, please. Justice Agarwal, please unmute. Yes.
Now am I audible?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Yes, sir. So good evening to you all. Sister Justice Manju Goyal, Honorable Vice Chancellor, GD Goenka University, Professor Dr. Ahmed, other esteemed and distinguished guests, co-judges present at this valedictory address. Indeed, it is a matter of great honor and privilege for me to be with the young budding students of law. After over 30 years, I left the Campus Law Center where I was teaching for a long time. Several students have, even Dr. Duggal was my student at one point of time. So I take it a great honor upon me that when Dr. Duggal called me that, sir, you have to come and participate in the valedictory address. So I could not resist myself, though I have an arbitration, as the Vice Chancellor told in the morning, and it was for the whole day, because of my active interest to meet the young budding lawyers. So therefore, that dragged me to be here to take this opportunity. So I don't want to lengthen my speech on any merit of on any substantive law. I only want to share my experiences at the evening of my life. I have already done more than 40 years in the legal profession. So I have seen the performance of the various teams in the final round. So I really found it thrilling that how good they are performing. And when they would really come up of their age in the legal profession, they will shine and outperform many of the senior lawyers. So this is one. Number two, you see, I always say the future of the legal profession is on your shoulders. It is you who has to take reign from us. Therefore, now the way GD Goenka in collaboration with Cyber Law University is preparing its law students is really immense. What you need to learn here, because you are already operating on the operation table, like this moot. What is this moot court? Moot court is an operation performed by the students on the operation table. So please keep up that spirit, and in that spirit you never take that whether you have lost, you have won, because lost and winning are part and parcel of the system. So failures are many times pillars of success. Those who fail by failing in one attempt, two attempts, three attempts, we may finally succeed in the ultimate. So therefore, never take failure, never be discouraged by your failures. So always take it in a stride. This is one. Number two, the young budding students must learn the code of conduct, because they must be guided as to how they have to perform. Even if the judges in the courtroom, they are wrong. So you should not get angry. You accept their question. You try to appreciate what is falling from them. So therefore, answer it politely. Even if we are wrong, we will understand later on. Because you see, there are two parties. Like I'm told that 50 participants, teams have registered for this moot court, and they are participating since yesterday. So therefore, they will learn by this performance. You have been given a problem, a moot problem, and you prepare on that. Like, then you also learn how to draft, because drafting is a very important subject. Because sometimes we lack in drafting, and the court asks you, where is that pleading in your petition? So pleading is also a very important role. Then after, but when you sit for pleading, drafting the pleadings, you must know what is the law. Because unless you know the law, you cannot incorporate it, or you cannot make a good draft of the pleadings. So students, I really congratulate the members of the coordination committee, this committee of this moot court committee, the faculty members of GD Goenka University, Cyber Law University, for taking this mammoth task upon themselves in organizing this moot court competition, second moot court competition. And I wish them that they should continue in the same stride and continue to do their best, so that they can produce the talent and the best. Maybe that tomorrow one of your students may be the Chief Justice of India. One doesn't know, because I have seen that my students have reached up to Supreme Court. The students I have taught have reached up to Supreme Court of India. So we take pride in saying. So today I am saying with utmost responsibility that the way you people are growing, one day one doesn't know, you will adorn the bench and will make every one of us proud of you. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Before I part with, I will ask the organizers to change my photograph on the screen. My photograph is not being reflected correctly. He is probably judge from Punjab and Haryana High Court, my namesake. So correct it in your record. That is a request I will make to the organizers.
Sure, sir.
Even these particulars seems to be all right. My brief biodata that I was lecturer, district judge, so and so, but my photograph is not correct. Okay, thank you very much.
Sir, we will see to it. Sorry, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir, we must apologize for this, but you are somebody who's so close to our hearts. So apologies for this oversight, but thank you for inspiring us so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We have amongst us Professor Dr. Kesava Rao Vurakula, sir, Vice Chancellor, National University of Study and Research in Law, Ranchi. It is an honor to have you with us today, sir. I would now request Professor Dr. Kesava Rao Vurakula, sir, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Respected Vice Chancellor, GD Goenka University, Sri Dugal, the key behind this Cyber Law University, other distinguished members who have judged this moot, dear participants, faculty members of Goenka and Cyberlaw universities, a very good evening to all of you. I am thankful to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to participate in the judging and to partake in the valedictory session. It's indeed a rich experience. This is the first time that I am in the panel with judges from outside India. Therefore, it is a memorable experience. Students who have participated in the finals, well, they did really good work in reading the relevant material, researching the necessary material, and reflecting on that. They possess the skill of assimilation of facts, application of law to the facts, and then articulation of their argument. But one small aspect of advice I wish to give in this respect. Some participants are going very fast. Some participants are giving the impression that they are reading. The moot court is a wonderful platform where one should gain the confidence that they will be able to speak for 15 to 20 minutes without even referring to any paper whatsoever and going at a steady pace so that the judges or anybody else that is listening need not strain themselves to follow the argument. I compliment all the 4 speakers for their wonderful participation, and I'm sure the first step they have taken today in reaching the finals will lead them to many more steps in future and make them winners. The teams that could not win in this competition, please remember, you have the prize of experience and exposure. You had the experience of observing others. You had the experience of answering the questions being put by others, and you have observed how others have prepared themselves for the competition and presented themselves. This is the greatest experience and the real purpose behind organizing a moot court competition. It provided you the platform. And normally it is expected that an advice is given. I would request the students, I would suggest to the students to always take care of the looks. Books, they are now taking care of the students, but also take care of the looks. Look up with faith in whomever you believe. Look down with humility, whatever may be the success you reap in life. Look forward with hope. Look backward for the experience you have gained. Look right so that you will know in what areas you have gone right. Look left so that you will know in what aspects you have to leave behind. Look around so that you will understand the realities in life. And most important, look within to realize and recognize the qualities you have, the skills you possess, and the confidence level you have. This will help you in reaching many milestones in future. I thank the organizers for giving this opportunity, and I wish every participant all the best in their mooting. I request them not to be mute, but to moot. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We have with us today Dr. Andriy Pazyuk, sir, Cybersecurity Enabling Environment Lead, DAI, Ukraine. It is an honor to have you amongst us, sir, today. I now request Dr. Andriy Pazyuk, sir, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges, distinguished professors, faculties and students, all participants and guests, warm greetings from Ukraine. Information and communication technologies continue to rapidly transform societies. ICTs are offering numerous opportunities by shifting our lives into the digital space while also imposing significant threats. The coronavirus disease COVID-19 imposed extra restrictions and even more dependencies on digital technologies. It also revealed the need to join efforts to reduce cyber risks and to ensure safety and peaceful enjoyment of human rights and fundamental freedoms online as well as offline. The role of cyber lawyers in public and private sectors has significantly increased during the last decade. The corporate legal departments define the company's policies on information sharing with governments and ensure compliance with global data protection regulations. Governments and private companies around the world have strong interest to see the discipline of cybersecurity law develop and mature. GD Goenka University and Cyber Law University provide unique opportunities for students to study cyber law and shape skills by training in highly competitive environment. I am confident that competition has engaged the best faculty to guide students, engage their minds, and raise their horizon by contributing to international virtual law and technology moot court competition. Congratulations for all you for the outstanding performance and success of the second International Virtual Law and Technology Moot Court competition. I also take this opportunity to express my personal gratitude to the Honorable Professor Tabriz Ahmed and Dr. Pawan Dugal for kind invitation and opportunity to be a part of the greater event and member of global team of cyber law professionals. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I would now like to invite Professor Sarah Jane Fox, ma'am, University of East London, to address the gathering. Ma'am, please.
So good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. I would like to reiterate much of what's already been said and to pass on my thanks to the host for inviting me to participate in what has been a thoroughly enjoyable session, the final. I'd also like to say thank you to the distinguished guests that have also joined me, and most importantly to the participants, because without the participants, we wouldn't actually have a final. There were some fantastic, compelling arguments provided, and all of you should be proud of your contribution. As I say, it's been an absolute privilege to be part of this proceedings and to actually see your professional conduct, which will serve you well in the future. From my perspective, this is a significant topic. So my congratulations to the host for actually sort of identifying this topic. It was only probably a week or so ago that I actually myself took part in a think tank event, which looked at very similar issues, and actually my sort of key address actually sort of identified some of these issues and referred to, and that was actually, as I say, in India. So that was looking at the misuse of technology, impact of privacy of users. And one of the points I refer to was very similar to this. So it's a realistic situation where in America we had Apple, the technical sort of giant, looking at protection of its customers in the San Bernardino, California shooting case of December 2015 and the Pensacola, Florida shooting of December 2019. So we can see how realistic this situation is and how we need to sort of look at the legislation that is associated from both the government perspective and also the technology perspective as well. So in conclusion, you know, from my sort of thoughts, it was a very realistic situation that was broached. And just to say once more, thank you to the host, distinguished guests and participants for providing me with this opportunity. It's been an honour. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It is an honor to have you with us today. We now have with us today Mr. Alfredo M. Ronchi, sir, General Secretary, European Commission, Medici Framework. It is a great honor to have you amongst us, sir. I would now request Mr. Alfredo M. Ronchi, sir, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Yes, Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me to participate in this incredible and very interesting session and the process of evaluation of the different group of students. And of course, I think is something timely. So in this area, we are basically in within this cyber society that is ruled many times by platforms that are owned basically by big giants, and the problems, the one we consider today. So the contraposition in between privacy rules and regulations on one side and national security or any other topic related to much more in general security. There are for sure a number of similar problems when we have to consider the different processes like the control of the borders of the country, or to interact with the data flow in order to identify potential threats. And thanks to the fact that we have the chance to, on one side, to access information, on the other side, of course, we have to cope with the regulations that will protect privacy for citizens. And this is a big challenge in between the two sides. So every time there's a new technology that is addressed to improve security on one side, on the other side, there is to give some of our rights to the privacy in order to let this technology work. This is very interesting. So many times we used to say that privacy is evaporating because of the countless number of sensors, of tracing applications, and some of our good friends like our smartphone that is keeping track about our location, our interests, and what happens all around us. So the topic and the problem we raised today is really interesting, and the thing is not yet solved, finding a golden balance in between the two sides of the problem. So preserve privacy on one side and provide much more security. So again, I thank you, all of you very much. I thank all the participants, and I think that what we heard this morning and the strength of the presentation of the different students that intervene in the occasion of the discussion are a good sign for a very lucky future. As one of the previous speakers said, looking forward to the future, I think they will have very good opportunities to rise to higher positions. So thanks again, and have a nice day, evening, or whatever, according to your location. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. I would now request Dr. Pawan Duggal, sir, founder cum honorary chancellor, Cyber Law University, and advocate Supreme Court of India, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Mr. Chairperson, Honorable Mr. Justice Manju Goyal, Honorable Mr. Justice S.N. Agrawal, distinguished panelists on the panel, whether it's Professor Kesava Rao, whether it's Alfredo Ronchi, whether it's Androy, or whether it's Sarah Fox, and of course, Professor Tabriz Ahmed, and the distinguished participants that are all present here. It's indeed a very, very pleasant moment for us to see that so many distinguished minds have come together. Before the final began, I was talking with the judges that the cumulative mind power that the judges brought onto the table on the final was indeed a very overwhelming one. And it's always a great opportunity to learn. I have my teacher, Justice Agrawal, who taught me while I was in the law school at the Campus Law Center. I have Justice Manju Goyal, from whom I've learned so much during my practice by just watching her, by interacting with her. And of course, with each of the distinguished persons here, I can tell you, I have all learned with the passage of time. I have some small kind of a couple of slides I wanted to share with you. So if I can have the share rights, maybe I could do that. Can somebody give me the access, please?
Yes, sir.
Because at this time, well, everybody is talking so much about stuff. I thought I'll talk about something else, so that I want to bring on the table a completely new perspective, because I'm seeing things in a slightly different manner. I've emailed it to Ms. Sania Kapoor as well, but I think she's not reachable. Can somebody help me share my screen?
Sir, I think the option will be there.
No, I'm trying to share my screen.
Allow the access so you can upload.
Yes,
We
sir,
have already
without
sent
access.
it to Ms. Samya.
Sir, I'll contact him, sir.
Okay, so I think, well, the presentation is coming. Let me begin by talking. Today, the world is at a very, very tumultuous phase. COVID-19 is not going away and will not go away for the next few years. So internet, which was a luxury, has today become a lifeline. And this internet is actually now pushing changes in every sector that we know of. Well, a lot of things are happening. First and foremost, without us realizing, we have become completely reliant onto the internet. Number two, cyber criminals are laughing all the way to the bank. Why? Because cyber crimes are increasing left, right, and center. We have already entered into the global golden age of cybercrime, which is now going to be with us for the next few decades. So we have to be prepared that we are going to be attacked. We have to be mindful that cybersecurity breaches are all around us. And every 11 seconds, a company somewhere in the world is becoming a victim of a ransomware attack. So in a scenario like this, what do we do? So during the pandemic times, while we were busy with both fear and panic, I was busy trying to see the impact of COVID-19 in cyberspace. And in my recent book entitled New Cyber World Order Post-COVID-19, I've argued that by the time the countries are victorious against the current and subsequent wave of COVID-19 infections, we will enter into a new cyber age, where a new cyber world order awaits us. Cybercrime will be our daily companion. Cybersecurity breaches will be the new normal, and the states will become all really powerful, and there'll be increasing interference in the enjoyment of our digital rights and liberties. So in a scenario like this, the onus will be upon us to see how best can we go ahead and protect our data. Globally, I'm seeing a revolution, but the revolution is far more pronounced in India. And that revolution is what I call the Great Indian Vomiting Revolution. This is the vomiting revolution where Indians are vomiting data about their personal, professional, social lives onto the internet without even thinking the ramifications. The Pegasus news has shaken some people, but then the Pegasus is not just only for the powerful, the rich and the mighty. It can just be used against anyone. So in a scenario like this, I think we have to realize the value of humility, as was told by previous speakers, by Professor Rao. You have to be humble. And one of the things that internet teaches you is that I'm tremendously powerful. I'm far more powerful than you. And therefore, if you don't respect me, I'm going to crush you. That's the message, the technology that internet is actually throwing us very, very rapidly. See, the kind of changes that this entire exercise of COVID-19 and internet is actually bringing forward to our lives. First and foremost, when I look at the legal profession, I find that there is no other profession that changed as least as the legal profession in the last 200 years. So if as a legal profession, we were the least to change, COVID-19 came as a great kind of a shake-up catalyst. It actually propagated the entire legal fraternity into action. And from least changes in the last 200 years, the last 18 months has seen maximum changes in the legal profession. Video conferencing has become the new norm, the new normal. And video conference becomes a tool for dispensation of justice for the purposes of going ahead and doing administration of justice. And everybody is changing. The judges, judicial officers, lawyers, litigants. Litigants have become even more powerful. They often want to now bypass lawyers and reach the video conferencing directly, addressing video conferencing through the video conferencing, the judges and the courts. Well, yes, a lot of the physical world lawyers are slightly concerned. Why? Because they feel that suddenly it's going to be an impact upon their phenomenal practices, because this is something that we had not actually done. So in a scenario like this, since the legal frameworks are changing, the legal fraternity is changing, I think virtual moot courts assume far more significance. I can see that there is some slides that have come in here. Can we go on to the next slide, please? So I thought I'll just share with you some pictures, next slide, to tell you where are we standing and where are we going. COVID-19 is not a pandemic. It's not just an infodemic. It's a cyber pandemic. So quickly, internet has become the dividing line between digital haves and digital have-nots. Next slide. So in this time, if you as law students are not going to adopt internet with all open hands, it's going to be a problem. Why? Because this public health emergency is now a new normal. The work from home is a new normal. Next slide. You may want to graduate and work in law offices, but realize more and more law offices are now working from home. Of course, with its accompanying dangers and challenges of work from home, but nonetheless, this is the new ground reality. Next slide. So in a scenario like this, you quickly begin to start realizing that you will have to be careful of cyber criminals. Today, the Moot problem was also about cyber criminals going ahead and targeting networks. And these criminals are all interested in your data, in state data, in non-state actors' data. Next slide. And in a scenario like this, it becomes very essential that we have to start realizing that the world is already bleeding. By the end of 2020, the world had lost more than $6 trillion thanks to cybercrime. This year, 2021, we should be losing more than $8 trillion thanks to cybercrime and cybersecurity breaches. Next slide. And in this constantly bleeding that's going all around us, I'm beginning to find that cybersecurity will have to be now becoming the central lifeline of our lives. You will have to start adopting cybersecurity as a way of life, as law professionals, as law students, as law's ecosystem stakeholders. Next slide. And therefore, cybersecurity is something that'll be your baby. Don't expect the state to protect your cybersecurity, because internationally there's a policy vacuum. No international cyber law, no international cybersecurity law. Different countries coming up with their own distinctive national laws on cybersecurity, leading you to in a direction where you have to be responsible for your own cybersecurity. Next slide. And therefore, in this ecosystem, I realize that quickly, let's learn to respect data. Data is the new oil of the new data economy. And this data economy is where you lawyers will be prospering, will be growing, will be working. Learn to recognize the new ground realities of this new data economy. Next slide. And therefore, when we are talking about the new data economy, the new cyber world order is a logical corollary. We talked about the new cyber world order. Your digital rights are going to be impacted very quickly. So the quicker we start waking up to your real ground realities, the better it will be. Next slide. We will also be seeing a new paradigm. When I look at all the laws that different countries have passed during COVID-19, the message is very clear. States are strengthening their hands by passing COVID-19 laws. And I think that will be the future that we will have to be prepared for. Next slide. If you think you are over-romanticizing AI, you may be slightly accurate. Artificial intelligence is both going to be your friend and also your foe, as AI is being used both for committing cybercrime and also for fighting cybercrime. Next paragraph. Next slide. And as lawyers, you will now increasingly start using AI kind of products, kind of services and offerings. And I see a new spurt of a cyber litigation tsunami on the horizon, where the cyber disputes are going to massively increase because of all that's happened during COVID-19. And as law students who are graduating or who will be graduating, this is a fertile time for you to come in and jump with all your energies and efforts. Next slide. It's a different world that we are living in. And we'll have to be mindful of the fact that if we are not allowing the catalyst to be our biggest teacher in the form of the public health emergency, then we are missing an opportunity. Video conferencing is coming to age, but it also has its own problems, as we began to start seeing in various video conferencing sessions. Next slide. I'm also beginning to see something on the horizon, that lawyering as a paradigm is beginning to have a tech interface. The old habits are dying away, new habits are coming in. The DNA of the legal profession is changing. And therefore, this kind of virtual moot court becomes a kind of a manifestation of a newly evolving DNA. Of course, there's a need for adopting a new mindset by law stakeholders, by law students, by practitioners, and also by judges in this changed scenario. Next slide. I think all you students are wonderful. You know technology so much than us. But then please realize that what you know today is only the beginning. There is far, far more heights that you have yet to conquer. And COVID-19 is telling us that new heights are evolving, new Mount Everests are emerging. And every time you think you have conquered one Mount Everest, there's a third or a fourth Mount Everest that's waiting for you. Next slide. So in this ecosystem, I think Cyber Law University is dedicated towards providing with you your knowledge, your cutting edge updated cyber skills, so that you can get to know what's the latest happening in this space. Next slide. We've come up with various courses. These are short courses. These are international certification courses. Next slide. We also have a course on cyber law with the NLU Ranchi. And these courses, when they get done by more than 26,000 students from 172 countries, they're telling you one thing, that the need for capacity building is massive. And I think one of the key elements of the new pandemic era is that we must constantly keep on updating our skill sets. Next slide, please. Of course, these courses help you tremendously if you want to know the latest in this regard. Apart from that, conferences like the International Conference on Cyber Law, Cybercrime and Cybersecurity that we have been doing for the last 8 years help you to be cutting in speed and in pace with the latest developments. Like last year, this will also be a virtual conference happening in cyberspace in November this year. Next slide. And I think if you're a lawyer, if you're running a law firm, like I run my law firm, Pawan Dugal Associates, on the intersection of law and technology, I have always realized technology is a great master. It's a great teacher. It teaches you always that you can never be complacent. You must constantly keep on discovering new nuances of cyberspace, about technology and emerging developments. Next slide. So in this entire context, I thought that it's a great opportunity when Professor Ahmed began talking with us, and we said, look, it'll be wonderful if Cyber Law University is able to be associated with GD Goenka University. They had started their law and technology moot court competition last year. And it's a great honor. And I think it's a great working experience working with him and his entire team for making this particular moot court a ground reality. Next slide. So as part of Cyber Law University's commitment, we have customized and created a new course. It's called Cyber Law as Students Life Companion. It's a very detailed course. It's worth 55,000 rupees as a course. And that particular course is now being offered as awards, as prizes to the winning team, the best memorial team, the male speaker, best male speaker, and the best female speaker. So congratulations to all the winners who, apart from getting other awards, will also have access to this, this unique kind of a course, which is going to enhance your skill sets, which is going to empower you to get you know more about what you really need to be doing in cyberspace. Next slide. My congratulations not just to them, but to everyone else. But what is so special in this course? This course is effectively handcrafted course that's been developed by me. This course aims to sensitize all students about the legal ramifications of their day-to-day activities. This course further empowers students to learn more about the legalities of online activities and how to meet up with the various digital challenges thrown up by cyberspace. So all the winners, congratulations, the ones who were listed in the last slide. To have access to this particular award of yours, please connect us on our email address info@cyberlawuniversity.com, and we'll be happy to give you complimentary access to this course for all the selected winners. Next slide. I think I like to finally conclude by saying that virtual moot courts are here to stay. Today was an experiment. We tried it and we found there were so many learnings. Learnings from the organizers, learnings from the perspective of judges, learning from the perspective of students and participants. And I think as we grow, we will mature up, but clearly these will be good, solid foundations for the GD Goenka law moot court competition on law and technology to carry on in the virtual space in the coming times. Next slide. I'll finally like to just conclude by telling you that for all of you, you are all a winner today. Why? By merely participating in this virtual moot court competition, you are a bit ahead of your peer groups. But please realize the world is waiting for you to contribute, to make it a better place. I'll finally sign up by remembering the famous lines of Robert Frost, who says, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Hope you're all able to achieve the zeniths of your excellence through competitions like these and through other opportunities that life is going to provide to you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure talking, and over to you, Mr. Chairperson.
Thank you so much, sir. Opportunities like this moot court competition reignites a passion and drive amongst all students, not only for those participating, but also for those witnessing the contest. It testifies that it is never the environment, it is never the events of our lives, but the meaning we attach to the events, how we interpret them, that shapes who we are today and who we will be tomorrow. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. There are some defeats that are more triumphant than victories, as it is not the will to win, but the will to prepare to win that makes the difference. With those words, we arrive at the moment which every participant has been eagerly waiting for. May I now invite Faculty Convener, Moot Court Committee, and Assistant Professor, School of Law, Mr. Abhinav Kumar, sir, to declare the results. Sir, please.
A very good evening to the honorable judges and the respected dignitaries. It gives me immense pleasure to announce the results and declare the various sets of prizes. It is one of the most important conjunctures of the event because we all have been waiting for it from the past 2 days. So I request Pranav to please share the screen. So moving on with the first category of awards, and that is the Best Speaker Female. The Best Speaker Female goes to Ms. Nimra Sayani from SKVM's Praveen Gandhi College of Law. Many congratulations. The Best Speaker Male goes to there is a tie. The Best Speaker Male goes to Ruhan Shah from the Government Law College, Mumbai, and Jaibatrkula Mohanta from Praveen Gandhi College of Law. Many congratulations. The next set of award is the Best Memorial. The Best Memorial goes to Jamia Millia Islamia University from New Delhi. Many congratulations. And ultimately, the one that we all have been waiting for, and that is the winners of this second GDGO International Moot Court Competition. The winners of the competition are Team 235, Praveen Gandhi College of Law. Many congratulations. The runners-up of the event are Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia National Law University. Now moving on to the sets of the prizes and the awards that we have decided to give. The very first set of awards are the cash prize from the GD Goenka University. The winning team would get 15,000 rupees cash. The runners-up are getting 12,000 rupees cash. The best speaker female would be given 5,000 rupees. The best male speaker would be given 5,000 rupees. The best memorial would be awarded a cash prize of 5,000 rupees. We also have a very able promoter in the form of Bizlaw, who have agreed to give 15% discount to all the participants of the moot court competition. They have also agreed to give us cash prizes which are worth rupees up to 33,000 to all the winners and the runners of the competition. We also had a very prestigious Knowledge Teas as our sponsors and promoters, who have promised to give our winners and runners of prizes worth rupees and the value of 5,000 rupees. We also had PSL advocates and solicitors, one of the leading law firms in New Delhi, who have agreed to give the internships to our best speaker, male and female. And lastly, one of the major highlights of our competition has been our association with the Cyber Law University. They have agreed to give the participants, the winners and the runners-up, the prize of the value of rupees 4,40,000. So all the winners, that is the winning team, the runners-up, the best memorial, the best speaker, male and female, would be getting the courses worth rupees 55,000 each. Many congratulations to all the winners and runners-up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
One correction from Cyber Law University. I think they are giving the courses to winning team, 3 members, and they're giving courses to the memorial team, 3 members, and best speaker and best male and female. So there are 8 people they are giving the awards. Okay. Not the runner-up team.
Thank you for the clarification, Professor Ahmed. I think that actually sums up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would now request Mr. Shreyas Vyasar, Faculty in Charge, Moot Court Committee, School of Law, GD Goenka University, to deliver the vote of thanks. Sir, please.
Greeting all the dignitaries of the dais on the dais. I, Shreyas Vyas, Faculty in Charge with GD Goenka University for second Moot Court GD Goenka International Virtual Technology Moot Court Competition 2021 in association for Cyber Law University. On behalf of University, I propose vote of thanks. I would like to thank all the honorable guests of valedictory session, Honorable Mrs. Justice Manju Goyal, formal judge, Delhi High Court, Honorable Mr. Justice S.N. Agarwal, formal judge, Delhi High Court, Professor Venkata Rao, Vice Chancellor, National University of Study and Research in Law, Mr. Alfredo M. Bronchi, General Secretary, European Commission, Mr. Dr. Andrew, Cyber Law Security in Enabling, Environment Lead, and DAI Ukraine, Professor Sarah Jenny Fox, Professor, University of East London, Dr. Pawan Dugal Sir, Founder and Honorable Chancellor of Cyber Law University, and Advocate Supreme Court of India for judging the final rounds and increasing the valedictory function. I hope we will get more opportunities to host you at our university, and in further academic engagements, we will be learning more and more from your vast experience in the area of law. Now, I would like to thank our MD, Sir, Mr. Nipun Goenka, Sir, for giving us an opportunity to organize this event, as he is having passion towards the clinical legal education. That's his thinking, that lawyers and students always learn by these endeavors. So I thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity. It has been said that a leader always leads from the front. And it is very appropriate for our Honorable Vice Chancellor, GD Goenka University and Dean School of Law, Professor Dr. Tabriz Ahmed, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us this opportunity and leading us from front and guiding us throughout this event on all aspects of it. I would like to thank you once again, sir. Then I would like to thank our registrar, Dr. Dhirendra Pariyar, sir, and whole university staff who help us directly and indirectly in successfully organizing this event. Then I would like to thank our HOD, Dr. Tabriz, Dr. Azim Pathan, sir, for supporting us and encouraging us in all times while we were organizing this event. Then I would like to thank my co-convener, Mr. Abhinav, who was always being there and performing his part of duties to best of his ability. I would also like to thank all my senior faculties of department, colleagues of mine at department by performing their part of work to best of their side. Without their help and guidance, we would not have been able to successfully complete this event. I would also like to thank all the student OC under Mr. Samyak Sharma and Ms. Mishali Poonawala, who worked day and night to make this event a grand success. I also would like to thank all the judges of the different rounds who have given their precious time from their busy schedule and let the students learn more about this niche area of law. I would also like to thank our sponsors of the event, Cyber Law University, Viz Law, Knowledge Tees, and PSL partners who supported us in this academic endeavor. And we hope that we will be connected in future as well for these kinds of academic opportunities. Then I would also like to thank all the students participating from various prestigious institutions. I hope you must have learned more and more from this academic exercise. Then I would like to also thank all the representatives of media for giving media coverage to our event at large scale. I hope you will encourage everyone of all the people who have supported us. It will help us and it encourages us to able to organize these events again in future. I would also like to thank one and all. I hope everyone will keep themselves safe and secure. Thank you so much, everyone, for giving your time. Thank you so much. Over to you, Ajay.
Thank you so much, sir. For a lawyer, knowledge is power, and the skill of communicating their knowledge along with making the client feel comfortable is a vital part of the profession. In order to promote our courtroom skills, the School of Law, GD Goenka University, is organizing its second international virtual client counseling competition. The competition will take place over 2 days, beginning on the September 18th, 2021. The registration link for the same will be available soon. With this, we come to the end of the valedictory ceremony for the second edition of the International Virtual Law and Technology Moot Court Competition 2021. We hope you had a wonderful experience and that the past 2 days have been the most exciting and challenging ones. Thank you so much for bearing with us. Thank you so much for being a part of the competition.